Brutal vigilantism in Philadelphia, gang violence escalates in Gotham, and a new mayor has been elected in New York City. Those stories and more on tonight's edition of Earth's Mightiest News. Good evening, I'm Luke Brown, and with me tonight is Chris Buek, who has more on a recent string of murders in the city of brotherly love.
What started as a seemingly unconnected rash of random violent outbreaks around Philadelphia is now rumored to be the result of a rampage brought on by the vigilante Frank Castle, otherwise known as the Punisher. Federal agents are keeping mum about the suspect they apprehended late last night at interesting times in Center City, but sources inside the 6th District Precinct have passed along this photo taken with a cell phone as proof that the Punisher was indeed involved. The event started out as a B&E at a foster home on the outskirts of town around midnight, and investigators are now tying Castle to the death of Mikhail Stadnicki in the Northeast, the in-home murder of community leader Baz LaSalle, and the hit-and-run homicide of an unidentified man outside of Club Trouble, as well as countless thousands of dollars in property damage around the city. We'll be following any further developments in this story closely, so stay tuned.
Arkham Asylum has been destroyed, and as a result, Gotham is now being plagued by an increase in gang violence the city hasn't seen since it was ravaged by an earthquake in the summer of 1999. While Gotham has always been hush-hush about its costumed heroes, Police Commissioner Jim Gordon has been particularly tight-lipped during this troubling week as reports of the Batman's death are making the rounds. Perhaps even more disturbing is the rise in supercriminal activity, including the bombing of Central Police Headquarters and the murder of District Attorney Hampton. Rumors of a war brewing between crime bosses Oswald Cobblepot, a.k.a. the Penguin, and Harvey Dent, a.k.a. Two-Face, are also beginning to surface. It appears that these events may only be the beginning of some dark days in Gotham's future.
There's a new mayor in New York City, and his name is Jonah Jameson. With more, we go to Jonathan Cooper for another segment of Street Level Characters.
Thanks, Chris. It shocked the world when Jonah Jameson, notorious newspaper editor of the Daily Bugle, was elected mayor of New York City. Now, several days later, we're here to find out what the common people think of this shocking announcement.
Well, personally, I think it's pretty good. I mean, don't really care for the Spider-Man too much either.
Frankly, I just think he may abuse his power, just as he's abused his power as editor at the paper.
They didn't hold elections for mayor, did they? Isn't Bloomberg still up for re-election, or did that just happen?
I'm not a big fan of Bloomberg. I don't even know about an election coming up.
I just wanted to get your opinion on the recent election of Jonah Jameson to being mayor of New York City.
I don't think so. I keep up on the news. I read the New York Times.
More confusion.
Thanks, John. I don't know about you, but I can't wait to see how Mayor Jameson plans on enforcing the Superhuman Registration Act.
It should definitely be interesting. The Frontline's newest member, Revere, may be shrouded in controversy over his appearance, but his ability to save those in danger should no longer be questioned. A plane attempting to land at San Francisco International Airport veered off course due to what authorities are calling an instrument malfunction. The plane was about to crash into the streets of the financial district when Revere took to the sky in an effort to guide the ship into the bay. While there was an immense amount of property damage to several of the office buildings, injuries were limited, save for the 2 pilots of the plane who did not survive the landing. In related news, local police are still looking into the attempted murder of Revere at his introductory press conference. Last Wednesday, an unidentified man posing as a member of the press fired a single shot at Revere before committing suicide. The gunshot exposed the public to Revere's disfigured face, but I don't think people will be too afraid of the man who just saved thousands, as long as he keeps his mask on. Chris?
Our final story this evening, billionaire industrialists Bruce Wayne and Daniel Rand are still missing. Wayne, one of Gotham City's most famous personalities, vanished just days before the massive outbreak at Arkham Asylum, while Rand, CEO of Rand Industries, ventured to the Himalayas months ago and has not been seen or heard from since. Authorities are skeptical about the relation between the two disappearances, but we here at EMN will be launching our own investigation into the matter because you need to know the truth, no matter how terrible it may be. Well, that'll do it for tonight's edition. For Luke Brown, I'm Chris Buek saying have a super day, and thanks for watching. Stay tuned for Oh My God This Week Was for the Win, except on the West Coast where you'll get to see the Central City Blackjacks take on the Star City Rockets.
Should be a good game.
Yeah.